Good morning. Welcome back to Advent Sunday School. I'm so glad that you are here with me today and that today we get to talk about and celebrate the third day of Advent and the third candle of Advent. Do you see that there's a new one? I don't want to get too close. I don't want to light myself on fire. But you see that there is a new candle that has been lit. What color is it? Pink. It's my favorite color, and it's such a great week that it's my favorite color. So this week, we get to talk all about joy. 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 So I thought, okay, how do I explain joy? And I thought, and I realized every one of us kind of has a different feeling for joy because it's more than just being happy. It's something that fills us within and kind of spreads throughout all of us. It just becomes this sense of peace and calm, and joy just kind of fills us as well. So that's why I kind of love that it's one of the words for the candles, because it almost seems indescribable, like God. And I love that about some words, because they have so much emotion to them. They have so many feelings. So I want you guys, before we continue, to take a couple seconds, we're going to take a little 30-second break. And I want you guys to talk as a family about what gives you joy. Done. Did you guys come up with a few things? Okay, so here's what I want to talk to you about. So the scripture today, if you get a chance to read it as a family, is John chapter 1 through 8. This is kind of an interesting Bible passage that we're going to read today because it's a lot like poetry. It's written in this sense of emotion and excitement about Jesus coming into the world. And so John is just so excited about God and who he is, and he loves that Christ came into the world to give us hope and to give us joy. Because so much of joy is hope, and so much of joy is actually light coming in the darkness into the world. So think about joy that way. Joy is like light coming in. Sometimes if we light a candle in a dark room, it spreads throughout the whole room. That's like joy. And that's like Christ. Because when Jesus came to be born, he brought this light that touched all the ends of the earth, like a candle in a dark room. I want you guys to be thinking about all of those feelings that you have when you think about joy, when you think about light, when you think about Jesus. And today you guys have a project. You got strips of paper. They look like this. If you need more, you can always cut more at home. Or if you didn't pick any up, pink's a great color, purple's a great color because that's the color we're working with this week in Advent. And I want you guys to write down all of the things that give you joy. All of those things you guys talked about as a family. But also think about the things about God. What about God that gives you joy? Maybe it's that he loves us. Maybe it's that he trusts us. He trusted us enough to come into the world as a human. Maybe it's that he teaches us. He's forgiving. Those are all wonderful things about God that give me joy and give me hope. And you know what I did? But I'm going to show you how many this actually ended up being. So I asked my coworkers, everybody that I work with here at church, and I asked the preschool teachers to fill out a few pieces of paper of what gives them joy. I gave them the strips of paper as well. And I asked them to write down what gives them joy. And do you know what started happening? They asked for more paper. They wanted more than the 5 pieces of paper that I gave them. They wanted to keep writing and writing and writing and writing and writing. They were so excited that I have this huge stack of joy now. And we're going to make paper chains out of this. I'm going to take a few minutes to put actually these together and then hang them up in my scene. But I wanted to do a quick close-up. Can you guys see how much this is? See this huge stack? That's how much joy there is in our lives. That we can, when we really start to think about it, that we can keep wanting to write more and more and more. And I'm sure they all could have kept going too. So, take a few moments, write it down as I get this all together to put up to show you.